Hey guys, this is the Tragic Podcast here today with a Dust 2 map tutorial. I'm here with the Corey Meister.
And I'm here with the Nuo.
Yeah, and we're here to show you how to play Just 2 like a pro.
And you're gonna win every game with our epic guides.
Epic guides.
Let's go!
Okay, so starting with long, there's a couple of things you can do, right? Based off the spawn points. You can get spawn right about here. And if you get that spawn, the odds are you'll be running towards long, maybe go for a long
and
rush.
And you'll be getting the first peak.
Yeah.
So if your AWP enemy is here, bam! Ah!
And then you
get the kill.
You get the kill. And the odds are, right there, you'd get flashed in. So Corey, you come in, you do the good spawn. You stand there. You stand by the good spawn and then start running. Yeah. So you start running, and the odds are you'd ask a teammate for a flash, and they'd have two flashes. Right now I don't have any flashes. And I'd wait until about there, and then it pops right as he's popping by the door.
Boom!
And then boom, and then that guy is almost 100% blind. Like he's no way he's gonna avoid that flash unless he's like looking at the wall. Like a pro.
A warning for all of you who don't have the good spawn and think they're gonna rush anyway. Oh. This is what awaits you if you come.
Ah!
And the HE grenade!
No! And then
that's not very nice.
Yeah, I would have died. If I would have died if I was to rotate there right there.
So that's why you wait outside for the nades.
Yeah, if you don't have the pro spawn, then you just sit. You sit and bait. Actually, no, you sit and wait. I've got this epic smoke for long. Little crouch jump throw. And it pops and it lands on the corner and it blocks off the quick peek around. That means they have to overextend and you can get a really nice spray. So if Corey's sort of on the edge of the smoke, he's way out here. And obviously when you're doing like a long take, you gotta make sure that you're checking pit. You gotta just check pit.
Yeah.
So there's not anybody hiding there. And Corey, do you have the lineup for the molly for car?
I don't.
You don't.
I thought this worked, but it doesn't because it just gets to the top. So what I was going to say throw it like this, but I don't recommend that because he'll peek you every single time as soon as you get the Molotov out.
Yeah.
And you'll die and you'll scream in the voice chat and everyone in the Discord will tell you to shut up.
But so if all else fails, just do a straight throw into the corner, whatever. Okay, and then I've got a good smoke here. Like if you're running and you want to take obviously CT because you're coming long, you're going to take CT. You got a nice little smoke and it does a nice little pop. Like, hopefully there won't be a gap.
Yeah.
If there's a gap, then you're kind of.
And one word about the gaps is a gap here is much less bad than a gap here because a gap here. You're
they have less time to
protected
react,
by the wall.
and yeah, you have no.
But if there's a gap here, they can predict where you're going through the smoke and like bam bam. Bad time for you, my friend.
So you sort of gotta, hope that there's a good smoke. But it's better to have something with a gap than nothing at all.
Yeah.
So, and then obviously, there's probably going to be someone chilling in the CT because they're going to be rotating from B because they're, I don't know, whatever. And then you're going to be trying to take site. And when you're taking site, there's some pitfalls. You want to make sure that you're checking for people hiding in this little cubby here.
Gotta check the people hiding here. Whoa.
Oh yeah, the people hiding there. And you have the little headshot angle. And obviously you've got people rotating from short probably already, and they're going to be nading you on site. You're going to be nading you, they're going to be fucking you up. Alright. And I've got a good smoke actually. I've got a good smoke. If you're a CT or if you're a T taking short, you probably hopefully have teammates if you're taking long coming from short. And you can just do a nice little smoke like that, and it pops right on the wall, and it means that anybody on site, like they're like, oh shit. And it means that you can extend and you can peek one person at a time. You're not out here coming straight from this wall.
And one word about plants. There's 3 main places you can plant. First one, assume it's up in here, nice and safe. Second one, same idea, but here.
Nice and safe from short.
The best plant you can get is right here. If you've got long CT and short, because it can be defended from everywhere and it's very strong.
Yeah, you can get an AWP down the
third option
is
planting for short, right here, which you can do. And then there's the thing that isn't as good as there, but people do it because it's funny, which is on the box.
On the box.
Isn't this funny, Owen?
It's okay. It's funny.
So that's long. But one more word about the peak. The 2 positions you're going to watch out for. A CT here and a CT in pit. Because a CT in pit, he can hide here and you won't even know. He comes up and fucks you and you're behind, and you don't want that, do you?
You really don't want that. You really, really don't want that. Hey. So that's how you take A site, pretty simply. Once you also, if you come from A key spawn,
If you come from mid,
you're going to have some people, probably have 3 you going long, 2 you going long, 1 guy with flashes, 1 guy going out, and then have the rest of you trying to get some mid control.
Yeah, 3 long for sure.
Yeah.
Things you'd want to do is you either smoke the big one here, or Xbox, which allows you to go short completely fine, or you can smoke CT. Both have their advantages and disadvantages. Like, if you smoke CT, the AWPer can kill you from up here. If you smoke on the Xbox, the people down here are vulnerable to the AWPer. So but it's obviously the situational dependent.
The CT smoke on the doors is it's a lot easier to set up if you're like us and you know setups for the Xbox smoke. Like, they've removed all the shitty sideblock stuff. And you can just guess, maybe. And then... probably miss it. So
now,
that's an easy smoke CT.
You're coming up short. Look at this cool flash.
Whoa, it's funky one.
Yeah.
Right off the door. Whoa. And it pops right there. I'm sure if you do it yeah. Almost a pop flash. Yeah.
So
and then,
pretty nasty for them.
Yeah, and then there's normally a guy chilling here if he's not pushed up already and he can lower. So you get a nice little flash going there.
And then you can flash for your teammates.
Yeah.
And if you do it wrong enough, you can flash your teammates.
Obviously you can get that little smoke that I was showing you. And it's good. And you can see fall down is CT. Just helps you get that little bit of side control. It stops this guy hiding here and being a bitch and doing little head peeks.
And one last important piece of information. Once this smoke fades, I forgot the command to clear it. The Molotov, you can come up here and throw a molly here, and that burns out the sight people.
Yeah. No more head peeks.
It's a good arena.
Easy little molly there for you.
Yeah.
Easiest trick.
That's how you take short.
That's the easiest.
But now you ask, what if I don't want to take short? I want to use my mid control to instead to take B. Gas.
Gosh.
Well, mid to B is one of the most popular strats you can go for on this map. And it's very simple once you have mid control. You need to just throw this one simple smoke, aligning. So you sit there and align it with that dot, I think. And then just simply throw.
I'm really confused as to where that fucking dot was. That was not the smoke. Where the You didn't shoot anything, bro.
Okay, sorry. That one.
Okay, yeah.
You just throw that one. And what's this? Oh my god, it's
perfect
been
CT
smoked
smoke.
off.
So many CTs, there's some CTs chilling here and they can't see shit, bro. You're taking B from
perfect.
They have to
However,
push through.
There's one issue. From the far back, they can see your legs from B. So you have to keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. Oh, no. Time is a wonder. So, with that in mind, you can turn your focus exclusively to the B site. And in addition to those, you can throw these simple flashes. Just on top of the things. Land in there. Scary for people like Owen.
Perfectly scary, yeah, I was freaked out there.
Anyway, the final place, the most famous rush in the entirety of Counter-Strike. What if you want to do the Rush B? Let's go! So the Rush B is very simple, and we're not going to even stop at any point. So you just come here, and you're like, quick, throw a flash. And then you look away, and the CTs could be anywhere. It could be there. If you're quite fast enough, they can't come to the corners.
Always though. It's almost always someone playing this shitty spot here. They're peeking around the box and they get one of you or two of you, and then you just trade them. It's fine.
Smoke
someone
here, that's
in
important.
the corner, like car. Yeah, gotta get the smoke on the doors. And the doors.
And watch out here as well. But there's places to plant. Number one is here, and you should only plant here, unless you've got very good reason not to. If you're very worried about like a peek from door or thing, you can plant safest here. But these are the only two positions you should really plant in. Like, this is possible, but why? you know.
You can always plant here if you're feeling really funky. I don't know.
But it's always recommended you plant here, because there's always, with diffuse, this is the easiest to defend, and it's very safe.
Very safe.
So,
Very safe.
unless your teammates are horrible, which they definitely will be, especially if you've got someone like OCW123 on your team, am I right, guys?
Yeah, he knows where you are, and he just baits you anyway.
I know where you are.
and then
That's-
the B site is probably the easiest, the hardest site to retake, easiest site to hold. I mean, in like all the Counter-Strike, it's like fucked to try and retake. It's 2 angles and easily smoked, easily mollied. It's kind of just.
Here's some
you've got the
fun
site, you win.
angles you might want to take if you're a CT. Number 1, over here behind this box. Number 2, behind this box. Number 3, behind these barrels if you're a county
Or
fuck.
if you just want to hide and like bait the whole team,
If
sit
you've
here
got
and
an
wait for the
AWP
plant.
here, you can have an AWP here.
Oh,
and
yeah,
break
yeah,
all
that
the
AWP.
keys. However, if you've got an AWP here, that means your AWP isn't long or mid, and you're just being a
Well, you used to
nuisance
have 2
to your
AWPs.
team.
If the Fnatic setup is fine.
If you have 3 AWPs, then it's a great spot.
It's an amazing spot.
And quick bonus tip, you can get on here by doing this and watch them from above. However, they can hear you on cars, so if there's a terrorist lurking, they'll know where to look for you. So don't be surprised if they expect you here.
And obviously, as a CT, I mean, I don't know why we're doing CT. We're doing T side still, Corey.
No, we're not. We finished T-side.
We finished T side.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so it's a CT. Once again, I mean, it's a 1-man site. It's a 1-man hold. It's a 1-man hold. Normally. You normally hold, as you said, you normally see motherfuckers chilling here. And, you know, they're doing their thing. They're molly in main. They're molly in main. They hear the rush, and they're like, oh guys, rotate.
Yeah, the mid player should be able to rotate to you at any moment, and it takes only a few seconds.
It takes only a few seconds. He's normally holding here. He's got the orb or something, holding short, making sure nobody's rushing short. And he's like, okay,
so you want
go to
to
hands.
hope you have your mid player someone who speaks the same language as you and is reliable.
Pro tips.
Yeah, pro tips.
Pro tips.
Because you want the reliability for your teammate, whereas if it's your A guy, you can't expect him to rotate first, you know?
Exactly. But then obviously you got to kind of hope that he's not a bitch and he doesn't get smoked off straight away. And and he can rotate the window if he's quick. The odds are you're gonna die. You're holding B. Like it's your
another secret T-Sun secret. A guy when you're pushing mid to B is always gonna be here to fuck you when you don't check it.
Yeah.
In this hidey hole.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Over here. Yeah. Because by that point they almost certainly know that you're not coming from anywhere else. They got the guy. This is the guy from mid normally, right? I'd say. Got the guy on B still. Got the guy here, and he's chilling.
Yeah.
Jump scaring you.
Right. Now CT. I'm gonna skip mid for a second.
He's skipping mid.
Only for a second, dear.
Oh.
There's many places. There's like a jump you can do which I don't remember to boost up to here. Yeah. And these are all potential issues for a T-side member.
T-side member. There's many angles you can sort of hold. You got a nice little head peek over here.
Yeah.
The CTs, they have a lot of options when it comes to mid, even though obviously the mid smoke from the T's, it's probably just gonna fuck you up. Like you can't see shit. No matter how, like you can probably see if you're standing on this box here, you can probably see their toes as they're going up.
Yeah, but
I get 1 kill. The odds are you go crazy, or you can just fuck off.
Yeah, just get murdered through the spray. Anyway, onto the meat mid. Now mid on this map, contrary to most other maps, the T's almost have it by default. So the CT shouldn't be trying to take full control. Should maybe trying to get some information and some extra picks if they can.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a simple thing. You're just sort of, it is a mid player. You're just here, you're chilling, and you're sort of making sure that they're not rushing short. The odds are you have an AWP. If you don't, then you're probably playing a bit closer. You know, playing quiet, waiting for the info, listening to the lower, and then.
If it's on an eco, carry on.
Yeah, no, that was pretty much it.
If it's on an eco and you got a smoke and a 5-7, you can smoke this off. They can't see you. You can rush into lower tunnels.
Lower tunnels, do a bit of shifting, try and get a free frag on a guy not expecting it.
Although be warned, shifting here might not be useful as the mid player will warn them that there could be tunnels.
Yeah.
So maybe the element is to come before he calls it, and
It depends
provoke
what rank
fury
you're
in
playing
the
at.
enemy's
Depends what rank you're
arms.
playing at, though, I'd say.
That's true.
Depends what rank. Anything above MG2, run.
Yeah.
Run, bitch. Run. Anyway, okay, mid-hold. That's the mid-hold, I think. That's the mid-hold
Yeah.
done. Mid-hold done. Alright.
Oh, and
Moving
show
on.
them the cool jump. If you're rotating from B
Oh,
to
yes, the cool
you
jump.
can do this jump. You'd be like, whoa.
You got this little thing there. You hop on that, and then
Yeah, that saves you time.
and then you're back already here. You're already on site. They don't expect it because you've done the quick jump, and they're planting here, and you just kill them. And it's the easiest thing that you've ever done in your entire life.
Anyway, onto the long hold.
Onto the long
Most
hold, okay.
controversial hold of
Most-
all of Dust 2.
Yes, definitely. It's like there's so many ways to do it, and Corey's gonna do it wrong. So I'll let him talk, and then I'll do my way.
Yeah. I'll do the right way, and then Owen's going to show you the wrong way.
Yeah.
So you need 2 people, because if you've got one person, unless it's very specific circumstances, and they come along, it can be a disaster. Say fucking throw spam loads of nades, it's a nasty time for you.
Yeah.
So you want Molotovs and smokes at first to stop them rushing out, and a teammate preferably playing anti-flash
Yeah.
to get control. One man will run to pit to defend from pit, which is the strongest place you can hold as a CT. And play from here. Or your teammate, possibly with an AWP, possibly with a rifle, plays up here, spams nades and smokes. Flashes are also good to throw as you're peeking, because if they come out, they get blinded instantly, and they can't attack you.
Can't attack you.
2 people long is very essential.
Very essential.
As in the early round, because it's very powerful at that. And if your team insists on having like 2B and 1 mid, then I'd say sacrifice your short player at least in the early round to come long at the start, and then rotate him back once your friend is firmly secured in pit.
Yeah.
And have your friend rotate back to short or side.
Okay. So moving on to my A-hold, the right A-hold. So you've got a few options, right? The odds are, as Corey says, you're playing as a 2. And you'd be moving up, and as he says, I'd play anti-flash. Make sure you're playing anti-flash. Sort of stare at the wall, have the molly ready if you can afford it, and then flick and just throw it in. Make sure they can't do a full rush, and if they do, you know about it. So they have to smoke that molly to be able to go anywhere, right? And the odds are, if you're playing smart, you have someone over here with the flashes, and they can flash you out. Nice little pop, and that pops right up there. And the T's, they're blind as fuck, right? They're blind as fuck. They don't know what to do. You're dead. Right? And then as Corey says, there's a few options. I'm not a fan of the run to pit. The run to pit is very fucking dangerous. You're probably gonna die. Unless you're fine. If you've got the control, then go for it. If you've got the control, then go for it. Yeah. Get him over here. Once every now and again. And the odds are, you have one over here as rifle, as he says. And then you got it. And if times are tough on A-long, you can have 3 even. You can have 3. You have the 2 rushing up, and have 1 playing flashes. And then he plays short, like normal. Moving on to the short plays. The short hold. This is a one-man job.
Before we get on to the short hold, we have to show you one thing you must be aware of. You probably know this already, but if you don't, this is essential. You can boost up here, so hitboxes aren't on, collisions aren't on.
The heads are though.
Yeah, the heads are. So you can boost onto short, and that saves you much time.
Much time. If you're doing a very quick, like short rush, or you just really want to get info really quickly.
And I'm not confident on the timings, but I think you can get there just before the T's can. So this allows you to take. Allows you to take here and tunnels.
Do a molly if you really want to.
Yeah.
Got the nade in there. And then you're chilling. You can hold where you want. You know, hold over here. It's a bit dangerous because you can't go up the stairs without peeking, but you vibe. Anyway, so yeah, the short player in general, I feel like we should have done the boost afterwards. But the short player in general, their job is to make sure that they don't get sight from short. Right?
Yeah.
With the aid,
that's a pretty well summed up description.
Yeah, it is, right? With the aid of the guy mid, right? He's giving the info. He's like, okay, 1 short, 1 pushing you, and then the guy short is like, whoa, okay, it depends how he's playing. If he's playing back, then he knows, and he can molly it. And if he's playing forward, then he knows to be ready for the fight. Have like no flashes out or anything stupid like that. And if the mid player, if he's had to rotate to B or A even, he can be like, okay, I'm rotating off no info mid, and then the short player knows, okay, I need to be careful. Maybe I'll throw a smoke, stop that rush, and I can chill here, play the headshot angle, go for the push. Or he can rush up and get info if he really wants to. Play how he wants. But I would say there's no right or wrong ways to play short. Just make sure you got that smoke ready, got that molly ready for the push.
Yeah, and some things I want to add, though, a lot of the things have been right. There's so many, like, off angles for sure.
Oh, yeah, there's so many off angles. You can play goose, you can play the headshot angle over here.
You can come up
you can
here.
play this side of, like, thing if you really want to, like, mess with them. Play the headshot
Owen,
angle.
come over here as well.
I'm coming, alright. Fuck you.
You can play under here. You can even get boosted on here if you want. It's not the best.
Yeah,
this
no,
flash is decent as a flash because it lingers there as you peek, so they can't. If they look away, we kill them. If they look at you, they get flashed.
Yeah.
So it's pretty nasty. But coming up as well, you can come here on the side.
On the side. Yeah.
A lot of these ones on the side aren't very good, but you can use them as like a one-off to get like
one kill, drop off.
Yeah.
And then you're chilling.
There's a good few close range angles here. You've got like a Mag 7 or CZ. But also if you've got an AWP, there's a nice two things you can do. Because first of all, you can like hold here and like very sim pixel angle and bam. Run back to here. Another sim pixel angle, bam.
Whoa. That's
2 opportunities, but they've got very little they can do against you.
I barely even saw him there, he was so fast.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Is there anything else we need to cover, Corey?
I think a few more. Yeah, we've got to do a few tips and tricks, and then the positions. Quick overview of positions and things to watch out for.
Yeah.
So, there's down here. This is a place you can hide from well, you're not hide. You can get the people short from.
No, but that's a dangerous one because the people short can pretty much hide from you entirely.
Oh yeah, no, it's very dangerous. You have to be very confident on. It's not the best, but you have to be very confident on your headshot ability.
Yeah, and you can only fuck over someone on site if you're telling them the short is clear or whatever, and then they peek and
yeah.
they're already out here or something. I feel like that's something Ollie would do.
Yeah. If you're very confident in your aim, would you say this?
Yeah.
The other thing is if you've got an AWP, from you watching long, you can easily come here, then post up here, get him, and then post back down here, and then down here.
And if you've got the smoke on, if you can see on the smoke on the CT, you can sort of see that gap. It's hard to see without one. Let's go. MP buy anywhere on, please. Buy anywhere 1. I have to edit this bit out.
Yeah, we will have to edit this bit out.
And as you can see, fuck. Okay, as you can see with the smoke, that's bad smoke. Anyway, you can sort of see a gap. And yeah, you can sort of gear over. Gone all. Probably sit all the way back a car, double scope, and then gap. It's great. Got goose.
Yeah.
Got get right. Got to make sure you're checking get right. No matter what.
Oh yeah. You can boost. You can boost a teammate to elevator. This is obviously because if there's no one site into there could be a bad time for the CTs.
And it means that the CT, if they want to get to A site and they don't, obviously you don't want to be fucking going out here if they're taking long, you're dead. And then you just boost there instead.
These long range angles, if they've got an AWP, it's pretty bad for you. If you've got an AWP, it's pretty nice for you. But keep in mind, you can only see their heads from here, but they can see your whole body. So even if you miss all your shots, they can get some body shots and get you down that way. Because they can play headshot only angles that could be bad. Whereas a CT, you have the range advantage with your weapon.
Yeah.
Now, last point is just on to setups.
Oh, yes, the setups.
We here on the Tragic Podcast YouTube channel, on the CT site, we recommend 2 long, 1 short, who can then rotate to mid if needs be.
Yeah.
As well as 1 B and 1 mid.
This is our default. This is our default setup, right? So you have the guy here, hoping for the mid push, and you have the guy on B. Depending how they want to play, they can play a bit more passive and play a bit further back. I don't know why you're doing that really. Actually, you kind of want to be playing on site, making sure that you're mollying B main. You're just holding the site, and that's the default really.
And the B-side player should be someone who's got good, can get multiple kills while holding.
Yeah.
Because you can't have it as like, if you have one of your like low skill players there, then that can be a bad time for you because B is so hard to retake. So you want a stronger player.
An all-round player with decent aim and good utility.
Yeah,
Good
setups
utility
on
is pretty important.
Yeah. Anyway, setups on the T side again. But obviously on the T side it depends on where you're going to. But normally you almost always want to make sure that somebody is
getting that
long
presence. Yeah, getting the long presence, making sure that they're sort of watching that push, helping any mid players out, stopping that flank. And I'd say as a T player, you want to be playing a lot more off spawns on Dust 2, just because they're so crazily variable. You can have everybody bunched up here, and you'd be like, okay, let's go for B rush. Let's go for B rush. Everybody buy P90s.
The other thing I got to recommend is always having someone that goes B tunnels to make sure they don't flank you from there. And the B tunnels guy, once he's make sure there's nothing funky going on, can make his way down into mid, and he can help out from either mid to B, or like short, and he's just so very flexible position that can help the team.
Yeah. So what's our T default, Corey? What would you say? What's our list?
Well, what I say the T default should be.
Yeah.
But I'd always have someone come down here, and always have someone come long.
So normally, one player in lower tunnels, one player making sure that push
one player
on
lower
B
tunnels
isn't happening. That push into T spawn and they don't get that info.
Yeah, possibly two to make sure they can trade.
Yes. Yeah. The two players, one holding upper tunnels, one holding lower tunnels, and ready for the trade. One player set up towards long.
And then either if you've got an AWP suicide watching down mid, making sure things aren't happening.
Yeah.
And if not, you can have two players coming out to take mid control. And then once you got including the guy that comes from there, has three people to take mid control. And once you got mid control, which is pretty easy to expect, then you can probe further. Take short control,
and you can turn that
take mid control
into a quick
CT
to B.
Yeah.
And really into anything that you wanna do. That's the great thing about default.
So mid is the lifeblood of the T side. You always have to have someone tunnels and especially long to make sure.
Because if there's not that long player, that flank from long can be really deadly, really get you. Especially if you're preoccupied with the guy bottom mid, you're just going to get fucked.
Yeah, and two final things to note. A long person is also very essential for a short push. The short push on its own can be hampered quite easily unless you have like a long person to assist, which just really brings all the magic together.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, and on the other thing is taking B is something that taking B from tunnels alone is very risky business. You want to try and avoid that. You're going to take most of your attempts to take B should be coming through mid.
Yeah.
But make sure you still watch in the behind of mid, because sometimes you just forget, and it goes pretty nasty when the shortcut kills you all. But mid to B should be your main way of attacking B.
And that about wraps up our today's tutorial.
Yeah, that wraps our tutorial.
Epic gaming time. And we know you can guarantee with this strategy you will win 100% of your Dust 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
These defaults, these setup smokes, the very few that we showed you, the huge Theodores.
Yeah, the huge Theodores.
And Ollie knowing where they are always helps. So,
and yeah, if you lose any games after watching this video, then we will offer you a free refund. Full refund.
Full refund. You heard the man. So, thank you for watching. And
goodbye.
Night.
From the Tragic Podcast.
Podcast.
Bye.
Bye.